I want to drag this one down. Okay? For example here, because we this here, I want to drag this one down, something like this. But then we see that the margin always equals 2%. Why?
Bởi vì borrowing thay đổi.
Because the asset must change, right?
In
Huh?
to fix the borrowing.
We have to fix the borrowing, right? Let's say we have to fix the borrowing. Of course, the asset will change, but we have to fix the borrowing. Let's say, how can you fix the borrowing? The borrowing always equal 1 minus the deposit times the C2, right? Always, right? So what you need to do will be you have to fix the cell C2 here, right? You can lock this cell, lock the value in this cell by writing the dollar sign on it. This one, the state. Now you put the dollar signs before the row and before the column, and now you can lock it. Now we can try again. When you write this one down, the borrowing always equal the same amount. Here, understand? Now let's try to do it again, okay? Now you can see your margin starts, changing. Can you see? Right? So now you can drag this one down. And what you have to do will be you have to look at the margin column and try to identify the date when the margin reduced to less than 40%. You can do it by your eyes, okay? Or if you want, you can go to the conditional formatting here, right? Go to the conditional formatting. Click this one, okay? And then you can select the highlight cell rules here. And then you want to select maybe less than, okay? I want to make it less than 40%. And then the press OK. And now you can see, okay, this one. So the date when you get the margin code will be the 9th of March, so the 9th of March 2020. Understand? So now this will be the date when you get the margin code. And you have to calculate your return, equity return. Now equity return, it will equal, now we don't have the return for the first day. It will equal the equity in that date, right, divided by your initial equity, right, and then minus 1. Look at the formula, remember the formula, okay? If you use this formula, then you can find out that you just have the daily return, right? Understand? Here, for example, you have the daily return, you get the return every day. But when you calculate the equity return, I want to see how much money do you have for the whole period. So you will have to take the equity divided by the initial equity. Remember to lock the value for the first equity. Understand? So now we have to lock the first or the initial equity, so we can calculate the holding period return, the return for the whole period. Understand? So now, and then I minus 1. This one I represent it will be in the exam, okay? So you please so that you understand about it. Okay? So same here, now let's check. Okay, so you see I always lock the first cell. And now you see. So when you get the margin code, basically you are losing around more than 63% of your value. Understand? So now it's easy, right? Okay, I give you a minute to think about this one. And then if you have any question, you can ask me. This one, 100% you have it in the exam. You have to, you mean when you calculate the return? When you calculate the return, you have to use the equity return. Okay, now let's calculate the stock return, okay? Now let's calculate the stock return. Let's see, okay? The stock return will equal the stock price on that day divided by the stock price initially, okay, and minus 1. And you can see the stock price reduced only 38%, but your equity return reduced by 63%, right? Why? Because you are using the margin, and when you are using the margin, you will amplify the return. Here in this case, you amplify the loss. Understand? The stock price reduced by 38%, and you are losing 63% of your money. Okay, easy, right? Any question from me? Can we move to the second questions? Yes? Okay. Okay, let's move to the second one, question number 2. So now for question number 2, we just need to have the information about Amazon. And for question number 2, you want to short sell 100 shares Amazon. Now you need to see whether or not you have the margin code. And then if you have the margin code, calculate the return, equity return you have on that date. So again, your job will be to estimate the total asset, total borrowing, and total equity. And then you take the total equity divided by the stock value, right?